Hello, everybody. My name is Aaron.
And my name is Mike.
And I'm Jeff.
Welcome to the AMPED Golf Podcast. How
Hello,
are the two of you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Jeff, missed you this weekend.
Yeah, we had yard work. You got a house to maintain. But the good news is the guy came over with the stump grinder and ground out all my stumps that I've been waiting on to be ground out. So pretty excited. Pretty excited.
Awesome. It was a tough weekend for golf for us because there was a lot of events going on. Aaron and I were able to sneak out about 1:30 on Sunday after a college golf tournament. Got over. And on the plus side of that, there was no slow play to talk about.
No, there's because we were the only ones out there pretty much.
Nice. I missed it.
Slow play. The pin positions were in different spots than they normally are. Saw a couple pin positions that I haven't seen out there. So that was a lot of fun.
Right.
Everything was in tip-top shape.
Yeah. And from now on, we're playing the tips on number 8.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It is a different tee shot, isn't it?
Yeah. It works well for him because he doesn't have it. He can't hit the tree unless he hits it straight at it.
I could hit the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm there, Michael hit the tree. He can make it happen.
It was probably one of my best drives all year. Actually, I hit it way past the tree, and it stayed on the left side. So it was a really good drive.
Yeah,
it was wind aided. Let's not get carried away here.
We both had pretty good drives on that
hole. Got to hit the ball
still really far. So I really appreciated that. Other than that, we weren't able to play. So it was just Sunday afternoon. I got to work Saturday, so maybe Saturday afternoon, maybe Sunday.
I'm going to be in Fort Wayne all weekend.
There's some frost, so maybe some later morning. I don't know. We'll have to talk about it later. Anyway, so no slow play to talk about, which is awesome because it's been kind of dominating the beginning of our podcast lately.
Well, the good news is with it coming towards the fall season, all the not so hardcore golfers are not going to be golfing anymore. Their season's going to end, and we will have the course to ourselves a little bit more. So that'll be nice.
Aaron, you and I will. Jeff and Mary aren't necessarily the hardiest when it comes to the cold weather either. So
yeah, we are fair weather golfers. Yeah. I will confess that I do not like being cold when I golf. I don't like actually having long sleeves on when I golf.
I can understand that.
Yeah. I just don't wear long sleeves. So.
Yeah, I can get that. It's restricting, or it feels a little restricting.
Yeah.
It is.
I know it's mental, but
no, and it's a different game too when it's cold. Like Aaron and I will go out if it's 40 degrees and no wind, we'll go out and play.
Perfect.
If it's 40 degrees and windy, we think about it. Maybe not, because that wind will eat right through you.
I mean, what was it 2 years ago? We were playing and all of the ponds were still frozen. I mean, we hit a shot on 17 and it just hit in the water and it's just gone. It just keeps going across the pond. It was great.
That's awesome.
When you have the itch to play, you have the itch to play, right?
Yeah.
So.
True.
It was an awesome podcast last week. Luke, I want to say thank you again. Everybody that's in Port Colborne, Ontario, get out to Whiskey Run Golf Club. If nothing else, you'll get 10% back.
That's right.
On everything you spend.
You have to join the loyalty program, right?
Yep.
So
you have to join the loyalty program. Yep.
Join their loyalty program, and 10% back on everything you spend. And it's got to be getting close for his distillery to open. I mean, he was talking last week like he was within days, if not, or weeks, if not just days. So,
well, quick shout out to one of my buddies who I play some games with online, Ben. That was the first thing he said. He goes, "Man, I can't believe they give 10% back on everything." I was like, "Yeah, it's crazy. Like, that's such a cool thing."
Yeah, that is pretty cool. It's a really good deal, and I know it's a lot of work to do it. Anybody else that's listening that runs a golf club, hey, take a page out of this book. It could help you out a little bit. So I was very happy with his participation and the answers we got. Like,
oh yeah, he was very forthcoming with everything. He told us exactly how he ran his business. I mean, everything. How what struggles he has with maintaining a golf course. It was awesome.
And how much of a pain in the ass the bunkers are for everybody.
Yeah.
Apparently. So makes a little more sense that, when Kettering went from private in public now, Eagle Rock, they got rid of a bunch of bunkers. I mean, I
Mhm.
think I've said a few times when we've been playing a hole, there used to be a bunker here, used to be a bunker
I think a
here.
couple times I've been like, man,
you
it'd be
did.
really cool if there's a bunker
Yep.
here. And you were like, oh, there used to be one right
Yep,
here.
there used to be one. And so I get it, right? I get it. I wish that because they cut the number of bunkers down by about 40%, that they'd have taken care of the
Wow,
other
that
60
many.
remaining. But oh yeah, there's a fair number of bunkers. Yeah,
Interesting.
absolutely. Number 3 on the left-hand side was all bunker.
Yeah, I remember. I think we started playing there right when they started tearing that bunker out.
Yeah, I mean, you got in that bunker and you were playing a lob wedge all the way open
Mhm.
and
Yeah, there was
praying.
there was a wall right there
It
too,
was-
right?
It's a 4-foot deep bunker.
That's
a 4-foot
crazy.
wall. Yeah.
Yep, we remember that. We do
Mhm.
remember that. So thanks again, Luke. We really appreciate it. And again, if you're in the area or within a short drive, hey, give them a chance, get out there. It's 3 9-hole courses that are all different. And we're looking forward to getting out there in spring and spending a few days out there, having some fun hacking around and drinking some whiskey.
Ooh,
Can't
yeah.
wait.
That'd be a
Can't
good time.
wait.
Yeah. Yeah. So nothing to talk about slow play. Do have a few things to talk about on LIV. Did you see that the PGA Tour filed a countersuit?
I didn't see that.
They did.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Right. They're alleging that the Saudi-backed upstart league is guilty of anti-competitive practices. So
By competing with them, I don't know how you do that.
restrictive contracts not allowing players to do certain things. So I think that's where they're going with it.
The
Is it?
PGA
Wait,
doesn't allow them to do certain things. Where
but
does
isn't that what LIV is suing
Yes,
the PGA
they're-
for too?
Yeah.
They're suing each
Exactly.
other for the same
It's
thing.
ridiculous.
And the PGA Tour has no comment on it at this time.
Of course
So-
they don't.
We cannot comment on ongoing,
Legal
Right.
legislation. Yeah.
Right.
There was an interview with Monahan. I think it was through ESPN, the magazine, or ESPN. I'm not sure. And they asked him, at what point can PGA Tour and LIV coexist? And he said there is no world in which the PGA Tour and LIV can coexist.
Monahan needs to get out. They got to kick him out. They got to do something. I mean, he is causing way more problems than there needs to be.
Yeah, I don't think you take that stance. You can take a hard stance, right? But you can have a conversation because LIV's just going to keep doing
Yes,
what
they
they're
are.
doing. And
Yep.
if you want to keep giving them the opportunity to make the players happy and give them big paychecks, and you not do anything about it, then I guess that's your
Right.
stance.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've been saying that for several months now, maybe.
Yeah.
That if they don't get together and talk, it's just going to continue to be bad. And it's bad for everybody that's playing golf at a professional level. They have to coexist. LIV's not going away. There's
Right.
too much money invested, right?
Right.
And they're about to invest a shit ton more because in their search for a media partner, they're paying Fox to broadcast their tournament.
Wow.
And at first, I've never heard of somebody saying, hey, we'll pay you to broadcast our stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Fox doesn't pay the NFL. Well, Fox does pay the NFL. Okay, take that back. Yeah. And then Fox sells advertising. So,
There must be a
or
deal
whoever.
where we'll pay for this amount of time, and unless we meet this criteria, we will continue to put something along those lines, right? Like they can't continue to do that indefinitely. That's not a good business decision.
I don't see how it's sustainable long term, but again, we're talking about billions of dollars
Right.
that they have in this fund. But some accountant somewhere is going, no.
Oh yeah.
We can't afford to do this forever. We
Yeah,
have
but
to do
these-
something different.
These guys have the economic means of several
Right.
small countries combined. So I mean, it's dollars.
It might
on
not be
a-
anything. It could be nothing to them. This is just
Right.
another drop in the bucket and whatever.
Yeah, you and I would buy a turtle. They started a golf league. I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
Turtle. We're going to buy a turtle.
I
I
love
mean, you know,
turtles.
That's
Fluffy
pretty cool.
bunny unicorn.
I'm
Mhm.
telling you. But I mean, it's just like a hobby, right? It's just something. I'm just gonna do this thing, and they get 6 of his buddies together and
They do it.
live golf is born. So
Crazy.
What a
Just
wild
crazy.
life. I mean, I can't even imagine the lifestyle that people like that must live, or just a day in the life. Wake up and what do I want to do? Whatever I want. Okay, great.
Well, and that's, you have FU money at that point, right? Like
Yeah.
you truly don't ask what anything costs. This is how I put it in my mind. Any place that can build an indoor ski lodge in the desert has got the money to do whatever they want.
Right. If you can turn a desert into an oasis with islands and lake, you can do whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. You're right. You're right. So Sanderson Farms Championship was held last week on the PGA Tour.
yeah,
And,
Sam did not golf well. I mean, he golfed well
he
enough to
didn't.
get some money, but
Yeah, he did. He got about 45 grand in that area. But Canada's Mackenzie Hughes sinks an 8-foot birdie putt on the second playoff hole against Steph Straka, who was on my list. I was considering taking the son of a fuck.
So
and
close.
I didn't do it. Right.
So
to win the PGA Sanderson Farms Championship. So he's 31 years old. He's from Hamilton. It's his second career PGA Tour victory. They both finished, Straka and him both finished 72 holes at 1700 par at the Country Club of Jackson in Mississippi. So in his interview after, he just said, words cannot describe this. I've been working my ass off. I don't think he said that, but that was the gist of it. Putting in some really big hours to try to get back to the spot. And it's just the coolest feeling in the world. And he's got to be right? Winning a golf tournament at a professional level has got to be like top of the mountain. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I made it. Look at me, Ma. Right.
Well, I mean,
going to
especially Disney. I'm going to Disney. Yeah. Especially that's just you, right? I mean, it's a solo event. 100 and however many people start, and it's one person is the winner. It's not, a team. You don't have anybody to pick you up when you're sagging or anything like that. You just play yourself for 4 rounds. So.
Right. So it was really good. I got to see a little bit of it, and it was pretty fun to watch, actually. So golf isn't really back for us, I think, till the Masters tournament comes around, right? Once the season ends, the wraparound seasons have been a little much confusing, whatever,
And kind of non-participatory too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the guys are taking a break. So, I mean, still big names are playing, but not quite the fields we see when it gets closer to the Masters kicking off.
Right. So on the one and done area, Aaron comes in with the top pick, Keegan Bradley, at 13 under par, winning $280,944. Really,
nice.
So puts him at first place with a $421,611 total.
Boom.
Jeff's pick of Sam Burns was a little disappointing this week after last week. But it's still good enough to get him $45,337, putting him in second place with a total of $315,337. Tony also picked Burns, bringing his total to $185,904, which is good enough for fourth place, which means I'm in third place with my rookie pick, Taylor Montgomery, getting me $207,375.
Nice. There you go. All right.
So
also his total after the first week's pick.
First week's pick didn't make the cut. Definitely expected him to, and
it's going to happen to all of us as we go through the year.
Absolutely.
Yes, it will.
Absolutely. So beginning, we're still really tight. Let's talk after the Masters and see where everybody's at.
Let's see if anyone picks a major winner and we get it right. That's going to be a big lead.
Yeah. So that's what we got going on. Up next is the Shriners Children's Open at TPC Summerlin in Las Vegas, which used to be affiliated, as Aaron let us know, with JT, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
And he's no longer affiliated with the tournament, from what I understand. But Sanjay M is the defending champion and in the field this week as well. And with this layout, this is expected to be 20-ish under par. Maybe, I think Sanjay finished at 24 under par last year.
Yeah.
To get the W. So it's a par 72, almost 7,300 yards. And it's basically, this is something interesting I didn't know about the golf course. It's the first golf course in Nevada to be certified as an Audubon Cooperative Sanctuary System by Audubon International. They took really good care of, during the construction of it, to preserve and protect natural wildlife habitats. And it's also the home of Tiger Woods' first professional win.
Cool. Very, very nice.
So that's what we got. one and done picks. I don't have Tony's yet, but that's okay. I'll get it later this week before the tournament starts. I'm going to go first this week, and I'm picking Tom Kim.
That's a good.
You're burning that pick this early.
That's
burning
a
that
good pick.
I am burning that pick this early. Yes.
He wants an early lead, Aaron. He wants an early lead.
Yes, he does. I was going to pick Sung Jae, but I'm going to hold off because I think he could do some good things in some higher money tournaments. So I'm going to go with the third place, Garrick Higo. He finished third place in the last one. So that's my pick, the South African.
Interesting. So I'm going with a pick that I just want to get out of the way because eventually I'm going to have to pick this golfer, and I'm just not the biggest fan of this golfer, but that's okay. He's going to come through for me this week. He had a 6th place finish earlier in the year. Ricky Fowler.
Ooh, Ricky.
Yeah, I like it. I love the
good pick.
Yeah, I love that pick.
I do too. So I think that there could be some movement on the boards this week. We'll see who Tony picks. I'll fill everybody in next week's podcast, obviously, and we'll go from there. But it's still pretty tight. So after 2 events.
Yeah. Woo. So much drama.
I know. Right?
That's funny.
It's crazy. So
wait till after the Masters and the smack talking really starts. Then it'll take off.
And don't forget, everybody that follows and listens, we will have our annual Masters tournament. What's it? The pick 4.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They changed it a little bit last year from the year before. So if you don't have the Masters app on your phone, download it, get it. It's a great app, and you can play all kinds of fun stuff and win some pretty serious Masters swag.
Yes, you can.
If you're
I'm sorry. You can also watch highlights and watch the scores go wherever you're at, right?
Yeah.
So it's a nice, fantastic. It really is a nice app. So I'm happy. I was happy with it.
Me too. LPGA, Jeff.
Charlie Hall,
not Brooke Henderson. Charlie Hall,
the LPGA golfer from England, Rory's country mate. She won it. Happy to see her do that. So good win for her.
Yeah, that's awesome. Their season is starting to wind down. They got a few more events before their championship comes up. Yep. Haven't had a chance to pay a lot of attention to the LPGA. It's we keep talking about it. It's something I want to pay attention to. There's just so much going on right now, and it's hard to fit them into onto the calendar to watch. Hopefully they'll release their 2023 schedule soon. I was looking at the Korn Ferry Tour and the PGA Tour schedules. I need to look at the Champions Tour schedules for who's going to be around our area. I know the LPGA has 2 or 3 events that are very close and very drivable. PGA Tour only has the Memorial right now down in Dublin. Rocket Mortgage Classic is another one that's in Detroit. And that's about it for proximity to us, where we kind of want to, if we want to drive for the day and go see it, we can do that. Korn Ferry Tour has one down in Columbus. Their second to last event for next year is in Columbus. So that's something that could be very interesting.
Yeah, that could be fun to go watch.
Maybe spend a day or two.
We'll see the ladies back at Heather Downs again next year. They play that course every year. That's been there for long. They're committed there for a few more years. So we know that event's going to be close. And I don't think they pre-sell tickets on that one. I think you just go. Right.
Perfect.
So, and then have to look to see if Inverness is going to host anything this year. I mean, they hosted Solheim. So
I think they're off the schedule until the U.S. Women's Open comes back in 2025, 2024, 2025.
That's sad.
Right around there.
That's a nice course.
It is a nice course, and it's a walk. So
2027 is the U.S. Women's Open, and then after that, it's 2029 is the U.S. Amateur Championship, which could be pretty fun to go to.
That would be interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Do have a contact that said that they can potentially get us on Inverness, so we'll wait to hear from that. I don't think that'll happen until next year at this point, but that's something that I'm very, very interested to play.
Yes,
and we'll go from there. Do you remember when we were talking about the President's Cup and we said, it will be great if you make it a mixed event?
Yes.
Mark,
when's that going to tee off?
Yeah, Mr. Immelman, the international captain, said that's a disrespectful idea. He goes, I've had to listen to that crap for 2 years now. People hitting me up on social media all the time, telling me that they've got to blow this thing up. I find it disrespectful on all accounts, to be extremely honest with you. I find it disrespectful to us as international golfers that are professional athletes that compete at the highest level week in and week out. We're not scrubs. Are we as strong as the Americans? No. Doesn't quite look like that right now. Have they kicked our butts in this event? They sure have. But there's been some close calls, and so I find it disrespectful to us. And he goes on to say he finds it disrespectful to women golfers as well.
Kind of sounds like he's saying that it's disrespectful to him because he feels women golfers are less than the men golfers. That's what it sounds like to me.
He says, I don't think women golfers need men to make them and their competitions relevant.
That wasn't the point of it, though.
Right.
He's missing the entire point. Like, it went way over his head. The whole thing was to add a new dimension to golf.
Right.
I'm not saying do away with the President's Cup. I mean, you could, and like 6 people that really follow it would miss it for a week.
Right.
But other than that, I got news for Mark Immelman. Nobody gives a rat's ass about the President's Cup for the most part.
And if there are really this many people constantly hitting him up about this, kind of sounds like it might be a good idea and people might want to see it.
Right.
Right. And then he threw out the obvious comment. I think the international women would dominate.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
right. Yeah, great. Okay. Let's even the playing field a little bit then.
Let's see. Let's put your money where your mouth is.
Right.
Goodness, that's crazy. Gracious.
Let's put this in the thumbnail.
Yeah, right. I mean, okay, so it's another thing to manage, and how many of them would you squeeze in the schedule somewhere? I mean, there's all kinds of problems, right? Logistically, those can be solved if they want to solve them enough. It's not to detract from anything. It's to bring a new dimension to the game, and I think it would be incredible to watch.
Same. I think it'd be awesome to watch.
I agree, and I believe the LPGA could benefit from that kind of exposure, that level of exposure.
Oh yeah,
on a broader field, bringing in men that wouldn't normally, or people that wouldn't normally watch the women's game, would watch this.
Well, and
how many they would?
How many opportunities are there for families to watch golf at that point? Wives who may not necessarily be interested in it, but the husband says, hey, this is a mixed event. This is men and ladies golfing together. And, who knows what new fans you can bring in doing stuff like that. Or what about young ladies that they inspire to golf?
Yeah, you're tapping into a whole other demographic that doesn't tune into the PGA Tour very often. And it would be really cool to see that.
I agree.
Or we can all be cavemen like Mark Immelman.
Right. Disrespect. That's just that's so crazy.
It's annoying.
It is a bit annoying. And I'm not taking any away from the women's game. We talk them up. We've been to events.
Yeah, I love watching.
They're fun to watch.
That's what I watched this weekend was the women, actually.
Right. And their game is just, it's outstanding. From their approach shots in greens and regulation on approach shots are better than the men's game. Now, they're coming in from a different distance, but they're using longer clubs for the most part to do it as well.
Right.
So what does that tell you?
And you're still going to make the shot, right? No matter what. You still got to make the shot.
I'm not taking anything away from the women. I'm trying to get more exposure for the women.
Right.
And everything that we've talked about is geared towards getting more people to watch them in an event, and a competitive event. I think that if they were on TV with the PGA Tour or the DP World Tour more often, it would drive more people to watch their events, which could help increase the purses and really make it a more sustainable way of life. They could make a living at it, especially if you're, outside of the top, top 75 in the women's tour.
Lexi Thompson came in 10th, and her check was $39,000 for 10th. What was the? I don't know what the court. Yeah, it's not. I mean, that's 10th, right? Like that's a top 10 finish. So we've talked about purse sizes across the entire season. PGA's just about 500 million. LPGA's 95 million. That's 20% of the PGA purse total.
Yeah, so I'm listening to John Daly's book, My Life In and Out of the Rough, and he goes on to talk about one of his mini tour wins. I think it was on the Sunshine Tour in South Africa, where and this is like 91, 92, 93, where he won 20 grand. So, he's winning that in 90, 91, 92. For a win on a minor tour in a foreign country, and the women are still 10th place is $39,000.
Right. So
I understand it has to do with people watching it, the sponsorships and the
Absolutely.
exposure and all that stuff. If we drive more people to the women's events, the purses will go up.
Well, see, I'm the last guy who's going to sit here and say the LPGA Tour golfers should make just as much as the PGA golfers.
Right.
They don't have the revenue stream. I'm not going to
Correct.
say that, right? It's a bad business model. But what I'm saying is be innovative, bring more fans in, bring excitement, bring your fan base, have people clamoring for coverage, and the purses will follow.
Does the LPGA do any like pro am events or anything like that throughout the year? I would imagine. Yeah.
I believe it's the same thing at their events as it is the men's. They have the pro-am stuff on Wednesday.
Right.
I'm sure there's sponsor stuff for appearance fees to do clinics and, attend, things where they glad hand and meet people and stuff like that. It's just not on the same level as the men. And here's a secret. I'm going to whisper it. Okay. If you want to grow the game, like LIV Golf claims they want, include them more.
Right. Be innovative.
Sorry. Let's grow the game.
Right. Well, and that's the whole idea behind having a mixed tournament that's mic'd up, that people can hear the caddies, they can hear the golfers, they can hear them cuss when they make a bad shot and get excited when they make a good one and banter back and forth, because they're out there shit talking.
All the time.
So
I want to hear JT with, I don't know, pick somebody. Brooke Henderson and Jordan Spieth with pick another LPGA player going against each other. And I want to hear the shit talk that happens between JT and Jordan. And then I want to hear the ladies giving it back to him too. And going back and forth. That's entertainment for me. That makes me feel like they're more human.
Yep.
And less
alternate shot
superstar
mode would be so much fun to watch.
Oh man. And there are a bunch of different, you can have, start slow, pick 3 formats, maybe you do modify, alternate shot. I don't know, a couple other things. You don't have to have 50 tournaments. We're not talking, change the universe right away.
Right. I had a thought. I should reach out to Luke. Luke, if you're going to listen to this, close your ears at this time, right? But hey, let's get all these YouTube golfers out to Whiskey Run Golf Club for like a weekend and do a whole thing on who is the best YouTube golfer and use a handicap system to do it. So everybody can play against everybody. And then let's show the world that you can be competitive even if you're 20, you have a 20 handicap, right? And you can play against this guy that's a scratch golfer and still be competitive and still have fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think you and I were on a team together, Mike, when we had one of the Pro-Am scramble that we played for the Ohio Women's Open back in the day. And I think we took one shot from our pro that day.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we played tremendously well. It's just
she didn't know the golf course.
People are people, right? Yep. We're humans.
Yep. It helps to know the golf course you're playing. I mean, we know where not to miss. If we miss it there, it's because we made a major mistake in our swing. But
I've missed it everywhere on that golf course. So
yeah, but I would love to see something like that happen as well. I think there's a lot of opportunity to grow the game, and everybody's missing it. Aaron and I talked early on in the podcast about the PGA Tour and the money that they have. And if they spread it around a little bit differently, they could help these minor tours grow a little bit. They could help the LPGA grow a little bit more. They could do more with it. And then you have to hear about how they don't have the money. Then LIV comes, changes everything. And the PGA Tour goes, oh, wait. Okay, we found this money. So let's increase these.
It was in the couch.
Yeah. We found a sack of money all of a sudden.
Yeah, so for anybody that doesn't think LIV had an impact on the PGA Tour, just look at what PGA Tour did after LIV came. So, hey, there it is. So I'm still stoked about this Netflix thing. When the hell is it coming?
Next
That's
year.
what I want to know.
Oh, we don't have any tighter time limit?
There is nothing on it. Nothing. I have not found
man.
anything on it except for the initial stuff that was released.
So I wonder if the whole live golf thing just threw a big wrench in it, and they're staying in production so they can kind of chronicle.
If you're a producer for this, aren't you going, oh, this is fantastic?
Yeah, you couldn't have asked for a more dramatic year. Like really, you know.
Oh, what an awesome thing. Really awesome thing. Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of LIV, did you see the Professional Long Drivers Association World Championships this weekend?
Boy, I must have missed that.
I saw Bryson Dechambeau came in second place.
Second
he does that?
place. Yes, this is his second year. He is being credited with saving the sport.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
Absolutely. He made it to the finals last year, right? So
I don't think he made
5
it
or
to
6
finals.
Or is it the round before the finals?
Yeah, I think it was the semifinals that he made it to, and then he got knocked out.
Yeah, he nearly pulled off this upset. He was very close. A guy by the name of Martin Borgmeyer won with a drive of 426 yards, which was 20 yards better than Bryson. Bryson's best was 406. Borgmeyer also hit a 415-yarder in the finals. And I've watched this event. I didn't watch it this weekend. I watched it last year because it was interesting, and it was broadcast on YouTube. Yeah. And it's in Mesquite, Nevada, and it is windy as shit there. If I was this group, I would be looking for a facility where you're not going to face, these dramatic winds every year that they're facing out here. I don't understand that part of it.
Yeah.
Wonder why they did that. Somebody didn't pay attention to the prevailing surface winds there.
It's been there for years now. And I think I complained about their website last year, Aaron.
You did, yes. Right. It was bad.
So I went onto their website yesterday. This is after everything's done and it competed. Nothing updated. They don't have, this is what happened. This is who won. This is what they won. None of that's updated. It's still a shit website. And if you're listening to me, I want your website to be great. I really do. I know you're not listening to me, but if you were, I want your website to be great. Whoever's running it is doing a crappy job. You should have the results updated on the fly.
Well, there's a bad link on the PGA golf site too. If you go to the tournament schedule and then look at the tournament, they give you last year's scores.
Oh,
is it the Pro Long Drive? Is it prolongdrives.com? Is that what it is?
That is not it. It is the Professional Long Drivers Association. PLDA.
So that may be an old website because I am on prolongdrivers.com and it's the PLDA website and it looks way better than the other one. So I think I think they abandoned that one and launched a brand new one because it had much better.
It had everybody's stuff on it. It had the roster of who was hitting and when, and then that's it. It ended there.
Nope, this one has
an automatic feed.
Yeah, looks like this one has Martin Borgmeyer's drive every I
retract everything bad and negative I said about you.
Naughty Mike.
My heartfelt apologies. It was the first one that came up in the Google search. So
let's blame Google. We'll blame Google for that.
Right. Absolutely. No, I don't want to blame Google. I mean, they're probably listening right now.
I guarantee you they are.
From Zambia. Yeah. Whoever's listening to us in Zambia, by the way, we appreciate you. We love you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Reach out to us at ampedgolf@gmail.com. Tell us about yourself. Tell us what you're doing. And let's see some pictures
how you found us
of these golf courses that you're playing, because I'm really interested. This is awesome. It's amazing. It's our 22nd country to be part of our podcast. So we really appreciate it. So Dechambeau wouldn't talk to the YouTube broadcast afterwards, but Borgmeyer really spoke fondly of Dechambeau afterwards in his victory speech. And he did say that he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Bryson. They really feel that Bryson's presence legitimized the sport and drove more people to do it and kept sponsors involved. So
God, Martin Borgmeyer, he's just a giant man. Like I'm looking at, he's huge. The dude's jacked. It's crazy.
All I can think of is, and I know Kyle Brookshire, who won last year and the year before, was looking awesome. I don't know what happened because I didn't pay attention. I couldn't find much information on it. He must have missed the grid too many times or done something for Borgmeyer to win, but that's part of the game, right? You have to hit it within this grid. It has to stay there.
And that's where Bryson has a huge advantage on a lot of these guys, is he not only hits it far, but he has some serious control over those drives, and he can hit it straight.
Yeah.
Correct. He doesn't hit it he doesn't impart as much spin on the ball as some of these other guys do.
Right.
So that helps him keep it in the grid. And if Bryson finished second this year and he stays healthy,
yeah, he could win it.
Damn.
That'd be pretty cool.
I agree. And I'm not, I'm not like a Bryson fanboy. I think he's good because he brought innovation to the game. And
he brought excitement. He brought a lot of spectacle to golf when it was really just, it seemed like it was a little more boring. And then all of a sudden this guy comes out of nowhere who's hitting the ball 400 yards on tour and everyone wants to watch him. He became a sensation overnight because of that.
Well, when you have custom made shirts because your arms are so freaking huge and your shoulders, that he is a big man.
COVID hit and he, Bryson, you can look at the before and after pictures where Bryson was the skinny guy. No one really took him seriously. COVID hit, lockdown hit. He went to the gym, put on like 40 pounds of muscle and started hitting the ball miles.
If you're interested in it, go to his YouTube channel. It's pretty good actually, and shows a lot of stuff.
I kind of forget that Bryson exists because he's not on the PGA Tour anymore, to be honest. I wish he was still on there. I liked watching him when he was on there.
Does he not does he
he's on
have
LIV.
a card?
No, he's on.
Oh, that's right. He went to LIV.
Yeah, he went to LIV.
Yep. So there's that. The PLDA has a couple different events where they have the women's long drive, they have the open long drive, they have the champions or senior long drive, and they have an amateur kind of long drive thing. And I'm telling you, the women's long drive, they're no slouches. Holy shit.
Oh no.
I bet.
No, they're not.
It's all about ball speed and creating that club head speed. And if you watch their swings, you see how much flex is in their clubs as they start to pull down into it. It's holy shit. It's crazy. It's all timing, right?
Oh,
you have
Callaway's
to be
a
able to
sponsor
swing really hard
of the Pro Long Drive. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So congratulations to Mr. Bergmeyer and Bryson, and thanks for putting on a show. If you haven't watched it, it's on YouTube. Go watch it. It's a lot of fun. And Kyle Berkshire, who won 2 years in a row, to me is still the man. And he's a lot of fun to watch. He's got a pretty decent YouTube channel as well. He plays a lot of different golf courses, and it's fun to watch him go, okay, it's 310 yards. I'm going to hit an 8-iron.
Yeah. Nice. He's like 180 yards out. He's like, all right, this is the perfect 56 degree. Let's just go ahead and send it on in there.
Holy shit.
The amount of spin he must generate with his wedges is insane. He has to have something to take off some of that spin, because it would be zipping right off the green.
Yeah, apparently Tiger Woods released his field, or most of his field, for the Hero World 2022 World Hero World Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Scheffler, Schauffele, Rahm, Zalatoris, JT, Morikawa, Fitzpatrick, Hovland, Burns, Speed, Finau, Young, Billy Horschel, Max Homa, Hideki Matsuyama, Sanjay Im, Tom Kim.
Cool.
Are all in the field, and there are still some open spots. It is unknown at this time as to whether Tiger will participate in it. I'm not sure I see him doing it, but
no, probably not.
Will he be there? I think he will.
Oh yeah, probably.
It benefits the TGR Foundation, Tavistock Foundation, and Bahamas Youth Foundation. So you'll be able to see the first 3 rounds of Golf Channel, and the final round will be on the first 2 rounds on the Golf Channel, and the third and fourth round on NBC. So that'll actually be something worth watching. There'll be a lot of heavyweights there, and it'll be a lighter kind of mood, but they still kind of take it seriously too. So
yeah,
could be interesting to see who's setting up for next year and who's doing what and where their games are at. So
that's in December, right?
I believe so. Does it say when it is? It does. I'm sorry. December 1st through 4th.
Perfect.
So
Cool.
yeah, that'll be a nice break going into the holidays, Christmas and stuff. And then, right after that, we get cranked up in Hawaii. So
get going on the Hawaiian tournaments.
yeah. So what else is going on? Kind of about all I got. It's kind of a quiet week.
Yeah, I don't have anything crazy.
We're in that weird spot, right? Like we said, the tournaments aren't as well attended right now. Everybody's kind of unwinding from, the year. We came off a good President's Cup win. All the majors are behind us. So
yeah, I got to get some of the old shelving and stuff pulled out of the garage so I can set up the net so that we can hit from both sides and record from both sides. Because I think that'll be something to keep us going through the winter. We should be able to hit any club in my garage as long as I can get some of that stuff cleaned out. So I want to set the net up and get that going. There was one more thing that I just remembered. There was an article that came out talking about equipment manufacturers and how their endorsement deals are going with players, specifically players that have gone to LIV Golf.
Oh, topic we've talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's come out that they may be afraid to push it because there could be some breach of contract stuff going on here. Typically, what I read was, the manufacturers have lots of clauses in there. Hey, if you win a major, you will give you X amount more. If you play in so many events, we'll give you X amount more. But most of them have a event minimum. You need to play in 15 events or 18 PGA events.
Oh.
And now that these players have left and gone to LIV, they're not playing in the required number of events.
Yeah.
And what is interesting is Titleist, who Cam Smith is the number one property on there, the top ranked player on there. If you go to their website and look, he's down at the bottom of the list. He's not featured anymore.
Interesting.
On their site. They have all the other players that are, there, but his is kind of tucked down the bottom.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is going to turn into something. There was a lot of talk about how they felt they didn't want to pursue it, breach of contract stuff, because of the precedents it could set and the mess it could make. So there might be a little of let's just let this contract play its course and run out, and then
we'll
sign a new one or something, or release them. Yeah.
Right.
You would think that this would be something that the players would have taken into account before moving over to LIV. Like you would think that you would know that your contract stipulates that you have to be in so many events, do this and that and the other thing, but
maybe. And did the agents of the players say, "Don't worry about it; they won't do nothing"?
Right.
Yeah, it's that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm of the same mind of Aaron. I think they will let them run their contracts, not push them as much. If there's bonuses for winning majors and stuff like that, the company doesn't have to worry about paying them.
Right, because they're not going to be able to play the majors.
So you probably, potentially come out ahead if you're the company. So I don't know that I would bark too much either. I just might let that dog sleep.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I know that was it Oosthuizen and Westwood lost UPS as a sponsor when they moved, and Bryson lost Rocket Mortgage because they're affiliated with the PGA Tour, and they're in deep with the PGA Tour. They're not gonna leave that. There's too much invested there. So this could play out, and it could play out publicly when the new year starts and they're not showing up at events. And
we're about to see PXG become the LIV Golf Club sponsor, then, and everyone's going to be switching over to that. That's
Patrick Reed moved away from PXG after moving to them because he wasn't hitting their driver very well. So, or should I say, table for one? Yeah,
table for one moved.
Yeah, I don't know that I care about anything that he necessarily does since he's so well liked.
No, it's funny. I am not a Patrick Reed fan. I don't know if the stories are true or not true. He doesn't come across as likable for me. He's not somebody I'm going to root for. As a matter of fact, I have a Nike pink golf shirt with the black stripes on the side, and I did see a picture of him wearing that shirt, and that shirt has stayed in my closet and not come
That's
out
what he
once this
won
year.
the Masters in.
Was it? Okay,
Yeah,
so
pretty sure he won the Masters in that shirt.
that shirt has stayed in the closet, and it's going to stay there because
It's a great shirt.
You look good in pink.
But
Yeah.
hey, I look.
Maybe
good in
you'll win the
everything.
Masters.
No.
Maybe we'll have an
Not
event
gonna
at
happen.
Eagle Rock called the
Yeah,
Masters.
that's
You'll
right.
win
You got to
it.
wear that and you'll win.
Ooh, you know what we do need to do this year, though, and this is something that we can talk about. I would like to have the 3 club open.
Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Bring 3 clubs. That's it. Let's
Right.
play around.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, I still have my club spinner too.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun too. We could do a whole round,
You
like
spin it
a
when
whole 18 like that.
You start a hole, you get to spin it, and that's the club you play with that hole.
I bet you we could get a bunch of people, the Amped Golf crew that's here locally in Defiance, and there's probably about 12 or 14 of us. And get
The
us all
golf
out
club
there doing
spinner scramble.
That'd be fun.
That would be a good time.
That'd be interesting.
God,
Yeah.
just the 3 clubs scramble would be a lot
Yeah.
of fun. I feel
Three
like
club-
you know.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to coordinate with your team,
Oh.
right? You got to coordinate with your team. Everyone
Ooh.
can bring 3 clubs. There's 4 people, so you got to coordinate.
Yeah, you
Who's
gotta
the best
coordinate.
driver? Who's the best short game? Who's the best putter?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's some strategy.
2-person
involved.
teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2-person team. would be
absolutely.
Perfect. I think
Ooh,
4 would be
God.
a little overboard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
agree.
Something to definitely think about. So
Yeah.
All right.
that's all I got
Good.
for the week. You guys got anything else to add
Nope.
to end this on, or?
That's
No,
all I got. Also,
That's it.
All right. Well, as always, we appreciate all of you for listening. Thanks so much for our support. Again, get out to Whiskey Run if you can. Hit up Swizzy Golf if you're looking for help with your swing. You can do it anywhere. You get to pick your coach, find a match, and just use your phone to hook up with them. And if you're in the Murfreesboro, Tennessee area, get with Matt Walter in the Matt Walter Golf Academy. Matt's also on YouTube. He gives instructional videos out there, short ones that are really great. I've used them. They've helped me. And he also does a lot of some podcasting stuff. He's got some great stuff out there. We're hoping to get him on the show soon. We have to reach out to him. He's willing to come on anytime. He's a great guy. So, and Jeff, you need to meet your brother from another mother. So
There you go.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate you all. Hope you have a good week.
Have a good week, everybody.
bye.